Welcome to Bill Dance Saltwater. Great fun, fishing that anyone can do. Yes, you can do this.
Hello everybody. Our cameras this week focus in on one of my favorite places, doing something that I thoroughly enjoy doing. And that is fishing the Indian River here near Melbourne, Florida. Fishing the small tributaries, catching small baby tarpon. This is one of the most exciting things. And if you've ever done it, you know what I'm talking about. But if you haven't, you're missing out on some of the most exciting fishing that you could possibly do. Taking a light action rod with, say, 30-pound braid, an action rod just like this. And we're going to be doing it. We've done shows over the past fishing these tributaries and catching these tarpon in the 5, 10, if we're lucky, maybe a 15 or 20 pounder. And watching them just strip line and the acrobatic moves they make is one of the most exciting things going. Sure, I like catching great big tarpon, but they begin to wear you down after a while. But these small tarpon just put on a show like, it's just, words can't describe it. But to add a little more excitement to it, I should say a whole lot more excitement to it, I'm fishing with one of my closest friends that knows more about it than anybody in this part of the country. And that's my good buddy, Peter Deeks.
Thank you, B. Paul.
And Peter knows this waterway like an otter knows water. And Peter and I are gonna tackle them again and see how we do.
Yeah, we're gonna have fun doing it.
We always have fun doing it. What are the conditions like?
It's perfect. Beautiful day, you know, calm winds, beautiful sun. There's a lot of fish around, so we're gonna have fun.
So the best technique is like we always do. We use finger mullet, about what, 6 inches long?
Yeah, so these tarpon, they're kind of, you know, like all tarpon, they're pretty smart and peculiar. So we're gonna use live bait, we're gonna use a little finger mullet, and we're gonna sight fish them. So tarpon breathe air, so you see them rolling on the surface like porpoise, you know. They're coming up to gulp air, that's where you know where they are. And then you flip your mullet out there to them, and it's exciting. It's like every element that everybody loves about fishing all combined into one style of fishing. You know, they jump, they pull hard, you know, they bust your mullet off the surface when they eat it. I mean, it's pretty cool.
Well, you know what's fixing to happen because when you fire that mullet out there,
yeah,
you got a sensitive tip rod and you can feel that rod tip starting to vibrate. And you know the mullet senses that tarpon is right on his tail.
Oh, for sure.
And it starts to move like that. And then all of a sudden, boom, the mullet takes off.
It
And you
does.
can feel that movement through that rod tip. And here, you're intense because you know it's fixing to happen. And all of a sudden, there's a tremendous swirl and he's got it. And then you set the hook and then boom, he's out of the water.
First thing they do is jump.
And he's tail walking and he jumps. And some of them jump. And I've told people this, some of them can jump 4 and 5 feet in the air.
Oh, no doubt.
They just explode and come up out of the water.
Right.
And they're just shaking their head back and forth. They hit the water and they may run 10 feet and here they come up again.
Yeah.
And then they're across that water and you're just reeling as fast as you can trying to keep up with them. That's what fishing's all about.
It is. It's everything right there.
You know, when I'm fighting that fish, I want to turn and just take the rod and stick it through the TV screen and say, here, folks, take that. I do, literally.
Yeah.
I said, take this rod and I just want you to feel the excitement that I'm feeling right here at the moment.
I like that.
It's a wonderful sensation. If you like to fish, this is something you've got to do in your lifetime. And this is a guy that can make it happen right here at Melbourne, Florida on the Indian River. So with that said, we're going to crank its big M up, fire it up, and we're going to head down the Indian River and find us a tributary. There's jillions of them that flow into the Indian River, and sail up into one and see if we can find these tarpon just surfacing. You're going to go back over in this creek over here?
Yeah, right over there.
Bill Dance Saltwater is sponsored in part by Bass Pro Shops, and Cabela's. Your adventure starts here. Quantum Rods and Reels, Quantum Performance Tuned. And by Mercury Marine, go boldly.
Today's Conditions Log is brought to you by Bill Dance Digital. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube for great information that can improve your fishing.
There he is, way down the lake.
Hard, real.
Woo! Look at that jump.
He's a man, yo, people.
Coming around.
You see how fast that fish was?
I'm gonna get you, I think.
Yeah,
Boy,
good.
did you see how fast he went from right there to right there?
Man, that is such a fast, cool fish. I'm gonna see if I can double up here. Looks like a nice one, like 15 or 20 pounds, huh?
It does. It looks every bit of
It's
it.
like the perfect size. How high do you think that guy jumped on that second jump?
5 to 6 feet.
He definitely went about head high.
He comes, I'm coming to the back. Here he is right
Well, he's
off.
gonna do a good jump right here. Watch this.
Watch.
Get ready.
Whoa, boy, pretty.
That's such a pretty fish, ain't it?
Oh, they're a great fish. There he goes.
You just play him out. When he's tired, I'll grab him. See, the fun in tarpon's the fight, not the landing, you know?
I know,
Half the fight.
it's just the fight.
Half the jumps and fight happen right next to the boat.
Do these small tarpon come from the ocean?
Some do. Some of them migrate up and down the intercoastal waterway, the inshore waterway.
And how long will they stay in these tributaries?
So the bulk of them come into our area the spring through the fall. We lose a lot of them during the winter because they don't like the cold, but some will stay through the winter. If it gets really cold, well, they're one of the first fish to die. So this is about as far north as you can catch these juvenile tarpon.
Oh, really? So will they spawn in here?
You know, that's up for debate. They believe tarpon spawn way out in the Atlantic Ocean, like way out. But I've seen them spawning, the great big ones, inside of deep holes in the Indian River. So I know they do spawn in here some.
So they will spawn, let's say, so they will spawn in the Indian River? Or will they spawn in these tributaries?
No, it'll be out in the deeper water. Great big fish, 150 plus pound fish.
And so the smaller fish, they don't, how big does a tarpon have to get to spawn?
I'm not an expert. I'm going to guess probably, depending on the sex, 100 pounds or more.
All right, I'm gonna kind of go to the back here.
Okay.
Oh, what a jump. Golly Moses.
Nice bat here. Watch out. Is he coming up?
Boy, I mean, he jumped 4 feet then.
Yeah, the coolest part's always right here.
God, what a jump.
You want me to get them power poles?
No, not yet. I don't, yeah, you might.
You're okay.
He's almost in them.
Is
Oh, there he goes to the back. Watch that jump. Boom.
Isn't that the best? Look at that.
Oh, they are so special.
This is probably my favorite fish to fish for with you.
Oh, I love to fish.
I love catching giant snook, but I love fishing these tarpon with you.
I love to fish for him. Look at that great fish. Before she's up under it. Here he is.
You ready for me?
Yeah, he's right there beside the boat.
Okay.
Today's show is brought to you in part by Mako Boats, building legends for over 40 years. Gamakatsu, the world's finest fish hooks. And Bill Dance exclusive rods by Quantum. Today's show is brought to you in part by Berkeley, catch more fish. Garmin, fight your fish, not your fish finder. And by Mystic Lubricants, lubrication domination. Today's equipment log is brought to you by Gamakatsu, because the fish of a lifetime only comes once in a lifetime.
There he goes to the back. Watch that jump. Boom. Oh, they are so special. Oh, he did a 2.5 right there.
How pretty is that fish? So pretty.
Beautiful. The burst of speed they have is incredible. I'm going to turn you loose, sweetie. The force and the muscles they have and the strength they have is incredible. Look at that line up under that gill.
Uh-huh.
How big is that one? 20?
Yeah, it's probably 20 pounds. That's a nice fish. Really nice fish.
Did we get her good?
Yep, he hooked right in the corner of the mouth.
That's that circle hook for you.
Oh, there she goes. Woohoo! Nice.
Good one. What's the biggest tarpon you've ever caught in these tributaries?
So in the summer months, I will fish for the great big ones that I believe are coming into spawn, and we'll sight fish them. And I've caught them over 200 pounds.
In the river?
In the river. Yeah, it's really cool.
Say in here where we fish these tributaries up and down the Indian River.
Right, yeah. Yeah, if you fish like in the ocean or everywhere else, like, you know, average big fish is anywhere from like 60 to 120 pounds. Everyone calls them 100 pounds, but that's kind of your range. When you get to that next level fish of, let's say, 150 plus pounds, maybe even 200 pounds, I mean, those are lifetime size fish. So we do have some that size that do come in here. It's impressive.
Now we're catching quite a few in the 20-pound class. How old are these 20-pound fish?
That I don't know, actually. There's a great organization called the Bonefish and Tarpon Trust, and they do a lot of research. Tarpon are one of the hardest fish to study because they migrate way out into the Atlantic Ocean, and they kind of migrate up and down as well. And you know, obviously the smaller ones you'll see living in these estuaries. Plus, they really like brackish or fresh water. So there's not a whole lot known about them for sure. But I would guess these fish here are probably in the 5-year-old range. But the great big ones, you know, they believe they can live up to like 80 years old.
Really?
Yeah, old fish. So it's pretty cool. That's why when you catch them, you notice we're not taking them out of the water. We really want to take care of them because, you know, they're old fish. And it's pretty cool to think that when you catch a fish, let's say a 80-pound fish, and he's as old as you. It's neat, isn't it? You see, you know, your whole life that fish has been living.
Well, what about how old is you?
Those are the little ones we're catching. Oh shoot, they're all over right here. We're gonna get him. He's after it. He's gonna eat it. He's hot on it. He's under it.
Watch him get it. Get him, go with him. Hold him, oh, what a jump, Peter. Go with him, fight him. Let me get out of your way.
Did you see that take, Peepaw?
That was great. That was great. How's he doing?
Oh, there's a bunch of them with him.
Is it really?
Yeah, you want to get your bait? Woohoo!
Going to town with you, isn't he?
He is.
He looks like about 20 pounds, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's a nice one. That's why you fish for these fish, that jump. It's so cool.
Oh, beautiful fish for that light tackle.
The Bill Dance Question and Answer of the Week is brought to you by Mystic Lubricants and their complete line of JT4 marine products. A full line of products for your full line of pursuits. Visit mysticlube.com today.
Is boat position key when tarpon fishing? Yes. A powerful trolling motor is important when holding position near migrating schools. It's crucial to silently hang tight, but have the ability to quickly change position if the fish moves. A good way to do this is with a power pole anchoring system. You may have to chase the tarpon once hooked, and pulling up an anchor by hand slows you down and loses the fish, but a power pole is instant.
Today's show is sponsored in part by Millennium Marine, a new class of comfort, and by Finnor, legendary tackle since 1933. Closed caption provided by The Bill Dance Store. Check us out online. Today's product tip is brought to you by Garmin and their GPS map series, chart plotter sonar combos with their advanced sonar technology, like Panoptic's Live Scope all-seeing sonar. You'll spend less time finding your fish.
Bill, when live bait fishing, I notice you always use Gamakatsu inline octopus circle hooks. Why circles? Several reasons. The majority of fish you catch are hooked in the corner of the mouth. Most times the fish hook themselves. Landing rates are better. You don't hang up as much. Survival rates improve greatly. Also, you can use lighter leaders because the line is outside the fish's mouth.
Come be part of Bill Dance Digital. Join us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Follow us.
It's like the perfect size, you know? He fights
Oh yeah,
hard,
that's a great
jumps
size.
hard.
He may be 20 plus. Whoa, good jump. he went from that roll
You see
out
how
there,
far he
and before you could go, boo. Didn't I tell you that was fun? Just watching them blow up. Bang.
Now with the tarpon, even the small ones, just like the big ones, you always want to fight back towards their tail. It tires him out, and it also keeps the hook in his mouth. It goes behind the little piece of his mouth plate. It's on the right there on the side of his jaw. See how he gulped there right there, and you can see the bubbles coming out?
Yeah.
They have a Physostomus swim bladder. It allows him to breathe air. So cool. You gonna grab that rod? I'm gonna grab him.
All right, I got you, Rod.
All right, lift him up here and I'll grab him for it to show the viewers at home. Got the leader touch, the leader release.
You got the leader, you got the fish. Whoa. You got the leader.
You have the leader. Thank you for helping me land my little tarpon.
That one right there is over 20, and he's barely right in the corner of the mouth.
Beautiful. So you can't net them, you don't want to bug grip them or gaff them, so they're, you just play them out. That's part of tarpon fishing. You can't take them out of the water anyway.
He's a tough fish now.
How awesome is that fish right there?
I got the,
Cool. Give him a little touch on the head.
hey boy,
Tarpon fishing with Bill Dance.
that's a
Nothing
pretty
is better. Pull him over here so you guys can check him out. I mean, see how cool that fish is? I mean, that is the coolest fish. And this is like the ultimate size. That's like a 25-pound fish. Fights so hard.
wonderful, wonderful fishing right there with that light tackle. See you, buddy. Look at that big eye.
Big eye, upward facing mouth, wanting to feed off the surface. He's ready to go.
See ya. Woo, what a fish. Pretty one.
Thank you for letting me catch that one. You the man. Bill
Woo.
Dance is the best.
You're the best.
He is my favorite bee paw.
Well, that was a beautiful fish. Woo.
Well, is there anything better than watching the high-flying, drag-stripping antics of the tremendous tarpon? Not to me, there ain't. Now, Bill Dance will tell you he's been mighty blessed to do what he does for a living. And there's no second guessing whether or not if he loves this kind of fishing. Sneaking up there in the shallow water, looking for the tarpon to come up to the surface to get another gulp of air. Experiencing that sight of those silver kings just a short cast away will make the hair stand up on your arm. And when you match the tackle to the size of the fish you're catching, it doesn't get any better than that. The thrill of the jump is still the same, whether they're 100 pounds or 30. If you ever have the opportunity to fish near Palm Bay, Florida, along Florida's Space Coast, you might want to get in touch with Bill's great friend and expert guide, Captain Peter Deeks of Peter Deeks Outdoors. You won't be disappointed. Thanks for joining us today. And remember, this is something you can do. Yes, you can do this. We hope you've enjoyed Bill Dance Saltwater and learned that you can do this. Yes, you can do this. Please join us right here next week.